Right now at ITS, it is a Bosch Super Week sale that is on, running from the 29th to the 4th of April. Massive discount on all Bosch tools with a freebie included when you buy something on the banner below. We've just been sent some of the new 12 volt stuff. We've got a new combi, an interchangeable impact, a grinder, a Dremel, and a multi-tool. So go and check it out below, grab yourself a freebie at a massive discounted rate, and over the next couple of weeks, we'll be reviewing all these new 12 volt tools. Hi, welcome back. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, because I know I'm going to get a lot of questions on it. This is a Hollister hoodie that my other half got me for Christmas. Really nice, like a fleece line stuff, hood at the back, nice and thick, nice and comfortable. So it's a really nice little jacket. So I'll try and find a link for you because I know I'll get some questions on that. Straight to what we're here for, the new Megger X1. This isn't sponsored. I purchased these with my own hard-earned money. Nothing to do with Megger. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I've only got to use this once so far, because some of you may know or may see that my face looks a bit sore and different. But yeah, so if you haven't seen already, I had a beard transplant. Today we're on day 5, but there would already been a video released out last Friday about the procedures and all this sort of stuff. So if it looks a bit sore compared to that video, it's because we're halfway through the week. I shouldn't be doing anything, but I'm bored at home, so here we are. This is the Megger X1. So it comes in a Magma, I believe, a Magma Megger branded case. The video is just going to entail showing the bag off, what's inside, a few other things that I purchased along the way, my first initial thoughts of the tester from using it for a couple of hours compared to my old 1711. Straight away, we open the bag. We've got 2 lids, 2 compartments here and here. We've got brand new leads, brand new adapters. So this now is the sort of crocodile nipple clamp one. So it allows you to reach into the boards and grab stuff. We have got leads for them and on top as well. We've got our original, well, these are all newly designed from what I'm told from the calibration center, from Paul, ran through it. These are all new leads, even though we have got new leads for our 1711, these have all been upgraded as well. So we've got all our individual colors. We've got long probe leads as well to reach within the board of different thicknesses as well. So we've got 2 red ones. We've got a long, trying to get that, thin end one. Not used any of these, interesting to have a go with them and have a play. And then we lift it on top as well. We've got our tester, and this is all our leads for testing our earth rods in there, which probably aren't going to get used for me for a very long time because we rarely ever do earth rods. So it'd be interesting to have a go with them. As and when we do find one, we will document the whole thing. I don't know what that is. This is the strap for the Megger. And I did say I prefer. There's me coating it off in the original video when we picked it up. I was like, oh, this is a rubbish strap. The other one's way better. And now I've just found this one, which is way more delicious than the other one. Eat me your own words there, Nick. Okay, cool. So we've got 2 straps, that and that. I don't know what this is because I've not opened it up yet. This is the charger. So there's a few little features about the new Megger, which I'm going to show you. So this is the charger, and these are the plug adapters, which we can get rid of. We've got open sleeve there, so we can put some documentation, probably calc certificate. We've got a long probe lead there, which has a button on it, so very similar to our old 1502, I think it is. We used to have a probe with a button on it, so you can do the test from the leads. We've got our new plug top, our new leads, nice. And we've got the beauty, what is the Megger X1. I like the design. I know there's a few people out there, I think it's Lee Artisan, Sean Cablesmith. They have the 17 series, but they have the black edition. I think they only made 1,000. And I really tried to get my hands on one because I thought they looked really nice. Purely an aesthetic thing, purely a big-headed, I want that because it looks nice. Nothing else, nothing to do with how well it performs, because that's what the world we live in now. But straight away with the tester, what I was saying about the charger is on the bottom of the tester, you have 2 click buttons here and here. Pull to the side and the battery falls out. This is a rechargeable battery. Here you can get spares. We are yet to see the runtime on it, how long it lasts and all that sort of stuff. But what you can't do is, to my knowledge, is charge the tester up without taking the battery. So the downside right now is if you run out of battery on site, you have to unplug it, plug this in, charge it up and stick it back in. But we get to see how long. We, as a domestic electrician, if we're doing EICRs, realistically, we're doing an EICR in a day, unless it's 2 like 1-bedroom flats, which will give, I would have thought, plenty enough battery in that to complete the test that we need to do. But we will have a look at the battery life at some point when we start to use it a little bit. Put it back in, push it in, click it in. Jobs are good, and on the front. I like the design, I like the layout. Got a little zip pocket there as well. Obviously, you'll know that I am a massive velocity bag fan. I've got my own range, bits and bobs, more things coming in the future. But as it stands as what it comes with, massive upgrade to the original hard cases that Meggers used to come in. I detest it. Hang on, I've got one here, which is these ones. This is the old 15 series that I found recently under Adam's bed, actually. I didn't find it under his bed, Adam found it under his bed. But horrible, horrible case. The way social media is going now, and to you guys that watch this will completely agree with me, stuff like this is getting pushed and pushed more on you guys as viewers or consumers, where I want to physically have a single bag designated for each individual job. I've said that. I can afford to, and with the YouTube as well, most of it gets given to me. You might not like that, but that's the way it is. I do lots of videos, I get given stuff for free. And I can then make up bag per bag. We have a first fix bag, we have a call out bag, we have a service bag, we can have a power tools bag. We can have all this sort of stuff. I have the space here and I have all the tools, which is great for me. But sometimes it's not realistic or logical for you guys at home, where you've only got your van or you've got a garage to store stuff, and all this sort of stuff costs a lot of money, and we have families and mouths to feed. I get it, but I'm going to do it. I can show you guys the ways that will work and ways that won't work, and be completely honest, this bag is nice. It's a nice little neat bag, but I'm going to convert this over to the velocity testing bag because I want a bit more space, because we have got the EV adapter, I've got some new probes that we've got, and also we've got the earth clamp meter as well, which is a Megger one that I bought a long time ago. Right, down to the tester. I'm not sure how much you can see. I might have to do this in a different video. But you have two buttons here to go through the menus. This now is a smart tester. I'm going off the tester I used to have, which is the 1711. Well, I used to have, it's down there somewhere, where it's just the twisty sticks. That's it. You've got no additional buttons that you can click. As well, this has a SD card, to my knowledge, that I got told. SD card slot. I think you've got to take that screw out. You've got an SD card slot in there. So when there's firmware to be updated, you just download the firmware from Megger website. I presume you put it in and then it upgrades itself. Very much similar to, I can't remember which tester it is, but they were telling me the calibration center. So I think it was the Metral. Don't quote me on that, but they didn't have the function to start with to test EVs. But then they just upgraded the firmware, they can test EVs. This thing now, I hopefully will have this for the next 10, 15 years. Unless they bring a newer version of this out, which is a bit snazzier and fits me at the present time. I'll be having this for a long time, which is good for me, with regs changing every now and then, and more tests that we need to do. It could be updated throughout its lifetime and still be within use instead of just buying it, because a few people got caught out with buying the 17 series Meggers and then the regs change, and then they had to do, I think it was the 1741 Plus, which then did the EVs, because the 41 before didn't, which is a bit frustrating for everyone. So we know this is going to be in service for a very long time because it can be updated like an app. So turning it on, we've got all our different settings. I'm not going to run through everything, so don't please think this is a whole run through. But what they have done is each individual test has its own individual colour, which it did on the previous versions of the Meggers. We've got brown, we've got yellow, we've got green. But the screen colour will change. So once you, as them, start to learn and use the tester more and more, if you can look at the background colour, you can instantly go, right, this is the continuity setting, this is RCD trip times because it's yellow, that sort of stuff. But what is smart about this, we need someone that's way more cleverer than me, that was a good sentence, to go through this in depth. John Ward, Dave Savory, Mark Allison, not Jordan, not Chris. We need top tier electricians here, not just us lot that like to wave a camera around. I'm going to be honest, I'm not the guy to show you testing. I know what I need to do, but trying to explain it and teach other people is not my cup of tea. I managed to teach Adam, but he's had college sitting on him and he's been watching the videos as well. Like, I don't like testing. So I find it very difficult to enjoy it, to learn more and more because of the way I am. That's the way it is. The old ADHD, the old dyslexia side of me. Not interested, but do I like the look of a fancy Megger? Absolutely. But yeah, you can change. So these are all buttons across here, so we can change to the settings that we need. It comes as preset to certain versions of, you know, you've got your 100 milliamp RCD, you click a button to change to 30, as you turn it off, it will save what you last used. So as a domestic electrician, we really need to set this to what we need it to use day in, day out, and it should fit the purpose perfectly. The two test buttons there. This also links up to the app, but that's the Megger app, which I'm pretty sure they've bought out. Yeah, they bought out Vespula, is that right? And they converted it into a Megger version of an app. So when you test stuff, it automatically links it onto a test certificate. I use Easy Cert, so I won't be using that. I can understand time saving if you're doing a factory, a massive commercial test, but for domestic, it's just as easy to see it and go, oh, right, it's in. It's only a couple of numbers like. Down to costings. From the top of my head, it's around the £1,400 mark including. I'll put it on the screen now correctly. I can't remember. I put a deposit down towards the end of last year for this. I was the first one to receive this from the Stafford, the calibration centre. Luckily for me, I'm Stafford, calibration centre is Stafford as well. With put one aside, I got the very first one, which you've already seen a picture on Instagram. If you've seen that, if not, you would have seen it on the previous video. Do I like the look of it? Yes. Do I like the functionality of it with all the different settings? So far, after an hour or 2 hours worth of use, I can't comment any more than that. I couldn't tell you if it's worth the money yet. We will just see in 6 months' time when we have to break it down a bit. There's going to be loads more people making content on this. So I highly recommend checking it all out before you pay a lot of money for what it is. But we've got that, we'll put that to one side. I've also purchased the Megger EV adapter, which you might have keenly seen in the corner of the screen. I've not opened this yet. I do have the TIS EV adapter, which is down there. And the guys at Calibration Centre, they're all exactly the same. You can utilise a TIS one with this, or they all. But the way I am, and you lot might be exactly the same as me, if I have a Megger, I want a Megger EV adapter. So we're going to try and get more and more into it myself and Adam are. I'm qualified in it, I just don't really do it. I don't advertise that we do it, and it just never occurs around my area. We've been asked a few times from different people to travel through YouTube, but we'll happily run the supplies in when we do rewires, but I'm just not. I don't feel competent enough to do it, to do all the paperwork correctly. I need to shadow someone. As simple as it might sound to some people, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it perfectly correct, and I want to make sure every box is ticked. And if I was to go and install an EV now, I don't feel like I'd be 100% competent with everything to do. The installation, yes. The testing, yes. I think it'd be the paperwork side and making sure we get the right notifications to who they need to be. So I'm going to just shadow someone for a few times to do a few EVs, and then we're going to start advertising in that we will do it. Comes with the leaflet, the adapter, and then you've got the different plugs to change over. I'm pretty sure what they said is realistically it's only one type of plug now. It's the older versions of cars and the EVs that have certain types. I know you've got type 1, type 2. So let me put all this to the side. We'll open the new tester bag up, we'll get it loaded up and see what it looks like. How fresh that looks. If you haven't seen these before, this is the Velocity, I can't remember the number, this is the ETB 7.5. Right, so we've done. The microphone went flat, so it's just sat here. We haven't got the EV stuff in it because I haven't quite decided if I want to carry that around all the time. There is some space in the top. We can slip it in. I'm very tempted to stick a D-ring on the side so we can clip it in. We've got on the side, we've got our grabbers, we've got our socket tester. On the other side, we have an earth clamp meter. We're going to put some more stuff in here, stickers, blanks, fuse wire, all that bits and bobs that we need. It's all currently in my old bag, but for a fresh new bag, for a fresh setup. In the lid here, we have our crock clips, we have our socket tester, we've got our cables. Nice clean bed there. If we wanted to put the EV stuff on, we can. Lifting that open, we've got it all set up. So we've got our Megger, we've got our spare cables over there for our earth rod testing. We've got our torque screwdriver, we've got our continuity tester, and then we've got our probes as well. I've probably done that the wrong way around, I can't see. But that's all fresh set up, ready for when I'm back to work as of next week. So we can give it a good go. I can report more of how good this tester is, how it compares to my very older version, the 1711. At some point, start using the EV stuff. We can have a bit of a chat about that. And whether or not I would recommend this to everyone if they're going to spend their hard-earned money on a new tester, would I recommend it and why? So we'll look out for future videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for ignoring the facial hair at the moment. It's going to get better and better. Fingers crossed. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye then.